Good morning, everyone. This is, a channel in which basically, I'll be talking about the different mental illness that are caused, and basically, there'll be a lot of discussion on psychology. There'll be a lot of discussion on why mental issues have become, so rampant nowadays. Large number of people are suffering from mental illness. Now, what are the factors which cause the mental illness? Now, there are basically three factors that are involved and which cause kind of a mental illness. Now, the first is the biological factors. Now, the biological factors are your genes. Basically, you know, if it's said that genes have a very strong impact on the mental ability of the person. For example, in your family, if someone is, let's say, very depressed, or is having a lot of problems, or is having some kind of aggressive behavior, some behavior which is not that good, or that can come into you, that is into the child. So the biological factors is the genes, the genetics. Okay, so one has to be really careful. You have to understand that you have no control over that. So probably you have to just accept if that runs in your family. Now, the next important point, or the next important biological factor, is the infections. Okay, now certain infections can cause a lot of brain damage. For example, you know, certain bacteria known as the streptococcus bacteria has been linked to obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, we'll be discussing about disorders a bit later, but again, these kind of infections, bacterias can also cause mental illness or mental problems. Now, another important biological factor is the brain defects. Okay, the brain defects or an injury to the brain. So that is again, if you get hit by something, or if something has happened, again, that can also be a cause of concern. Again, other biological factors includes improper nutrition or exposure to toxins such as lead or something like that. So these are the biological factors because of which mental illness is caused. Now we'll go ahead and we'll try to understand that what are the psychological factors which can cause mental illness. Okay, now this can be a traumatic event for a child. Okay, maybe emotionally, physically, or maybe a sexual abuse. Okay, maybe he had a very harsh childhood. He was always suppressed. He was always not allowed to speak, or maybe he was given too much freedom. So this also contributes largely to mental illness at times. Now, again, psychological factors can be a loss of someone. Okay, someone dies in your family, someone goes away. That also has a deep impact on your psychology. And again, another important psychological factor is poor ability to relate with others. You're not able to relate with others, and that eventually leads to mental illness. Now, going ahead as to what environmental factors can contribute to mental illness. Now, again, the environment is which is not not in your control. So the immediate environment is your family. So if your family life is not good, then that can cause a problem. Living in poverty, living in uh, lack of money can also cause mental illness. Okay, then things like low self-esteem, anxiety, loneliness, okay, changing jobs, etc., can also cause a lot of mental defects or mental illness. So basically we have to understand that the mental illness is caused. You are not the one to be blamed for your mental illnesses. These are the three factors, that is the biological factors, psychological factors, and environmental factors, which can cause a lot of mental stress and mental problems. So hopefully you understood about what are the mental illnesses, why they are caused, the factors behind them, and hopefully you got an information on that. So I'll be continuing such sessions on psychology, on mental issues and things like that. So in a way, people get to know about all these issues, and they talk about it, they understand it, because you see, mental illness or people suffering with mental problems has increased, and this is probably because of the increased stress, increased pressures, targets, etc., things like that, which actually our life has become very complicated, leading to a significant number of mental illness. So these were the factors which cause mental illness. Hopefully you got information across. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.